Hey guys, welcome back to One Off Outdoors. Had another fantastic hunt. Put the smack down on this huge boar. So we've got our weight on him, 255. Man, what a bruiser. He's just hanging there. You want to talk about some cutters. I mean, they are all there, both sides. We'll get measurements on him in the morning. Like I said, it's 12:30 at night, and I'm tired. Woo, man, what a toad. Welcome back to One Off Outdoors. I've got all the numbers on this big boar that I harvested last night, and he is just huge. He came in at 255 pounds. His skull length is 18 inches. His cutters measured 2.5 by 2 1/4. He stood 33 inches tall. He was 48 inches in his girth and 58 inches in his length. Just a huge, huge mature boar. For those of you who are interested, when you shoot a hog, you don't want to peel out the whole head and go through all that trouble, but you just keep your cutters are on bottom, your wetters are on top. This is what does the sharpening. If you'll just take that hide back, and again, you want to get back about 3 inches back here, because these teeth are going to curl and are going to go all the way through here. And the same way with your wetters, they're going to go up into here. So I'll just take the sawzall and we'll just cut it off straight across here, and then I can take those inside and on the slow roll boil, get those boiled down, and then keep them for your souvenirs. This is that same hog that I killed. He was in that same area as that boar I killed last week. He has some good cutters on him. The other ones were a little heftier and a little bit longer, and he was not the dominant boar. They weighed the same, their measurements were the same, but the other one was a little bit tougher. Okay, we've got that material removed. And again, you can see the 2 tunnels right here. These are the roots that you can see coming out of the back. So that shows you that these cutters, they'll come way down in the jaw and all the way back here, and all that material will slide out. So instead of having a cutter that, say, these measure 2.5 to 2 1/4, it'll wind up being 4, 4.5, 5 inches long. And then you've got your wetters. You want to make sure this material goes up into here. But again, you can take these, get these all cleaned up. Try to get as much meat and stuff off as you can. It helps in the beginning, helps it start to cook out quicker. All right, so we'll take these in. We'll get these dressed up. You don't want to do a hard boil because you'll split these cutters. You can see kind of how they're already partially split. That's just the way they're made. So you want to do a slow boil. All right, here we go. I will warn you that this is going to make your house smell just a little bit. And so after about 45 minutes, again, my water started up here. It kind of went down probably about 1 inch, but these stay covered the whole time. When you know you've got it right, what you'll do is you'll take these out. And of course, when they're hot, I wear gloves. And you got to be really careful, guys. I'm not kidding. These things right here are razor sharp. But what you'll do is you'll turn those over and you'll put some downward pressure on that tip, and they'll slide back in reverse, and that'll loosen up. And then you can take that, you can just slide that all the way out, just like that. Isn't that crazy? Look how long that is. You slide that one out, just like that. Now these wetters are a little bit more troublesome. They'll just slide out like that, and that's what they'll look like. But you really got to get a towel on them, get them real dry, give them a little twist. It's kind of like pulling a wisdom tooth. You really got to get a good twist on it, but it'll come out. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to clean these out. The root, you can see the root still in there. You'll blow those out with an air compressor, bring them back inside, scrub all of that old grease and fat and cartilage and everything off with some Dawn dish soap. Again, wear gloves when you're doing this. Be real careful, because that edge right there, it will get you. And get these all cleaned up. and let them dry, and then we'll go from there. Now, if you'll notice, this is what I was saying. This is what was sticking out, but this is what grows all the way into that jaw, because these teeth, just like a beaver's, just like a rodent's, they grow continuously, replacing themselves because they get broke off. Same way here. You can see these wetters, they go all the way down into the jaw. That's where this one starts, but then it goes all the way down here. Now, what you're going to see on the inside is you've got that root is still in there, so you can use an air compressor to blow that out, and then use a wire brush to brush off all this fat. Give it a day or two to dry, and it'll be good to go. And then you can also, because this gets really, really thin right here, you can press that on a grinder and grind that back about an inch. It'll become a little bit thicker, and then you can leave it at that, but you want to kind of finish those ends out on all four of these. All right, so these are those roots I was telling you about that you'll blow out. They come out real easy. Just use air to get them out. That'll help you dry the inside too. Now, these two have been cleaned. And again, you used a wire brush. Put this on the grinder on like the side and just kind of took it down a little bit. But you can see you've got to get all that cartilage and all that material off. And it'll help. You can go back inside and get you some Dawn dish soap and put that on there, and that'll help break that off. And then you just kind of get that scraped off the last little bits with your finger, things like that. But they'll clean up nice. And again, these have not been cleaned up, so that gives you an idea of where we were before. So these are your cutters and wetters all cleaned up. Using Dawn dish soap, wear gloves because they're sharp, and it'll keep these wires from poking you too, but the tusks are pretty darn sharp too. Get some Dawn dish soap on there. Use that wire brush, and that'll help you scrub all that fat and gristle and stuff off. Blow those out. Be careful if you boil these too hard or too long, and they'll start to dry out on you. You'll see this little line right there. That line comes all the way up, and these will actually split into two pieces. And if that happens, then you can super glue them back together. It's not a big deal. Now what I'll do is I'll take these and I'll backfill them with some epoxy, two-part epoxy. Make sure you mix it up really, really good. Just tape that to a surface and put that epoxy down there. You can fill it up about halfway, let it cure for a day, and then fill up the rest. And what I do is I'll put a swivel in it and suspend that swivel in the air like with a piece of fishing line and let that dry. And then I can attach that to a lanyard, and I'll do that to all four. And this is your trophy and your hardware. Then you just hang those up. Nice way to remember the animal that you harvested. Okay, guys, y'all have a blessed day.